Good morning. This is an Elliott Wave intraday alert update for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. I'm recording it on Thursday, October the 16th at 9:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Just a very quick alert update that I do believe that the triangle pattern for the minuet wave B within an ongoing minute fourth wave down has completed. Now, here in the S&P, the E wave did not go up and to equal the C wave, or even got close, but seriously, it was still within, let me just see, I think it was like $20. Yeah, 66 was the high, and this high of wave C, and the high of wave E was 67.50. So a little bit of a failure on that case, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands wave E is not required to go up and go beyond wave C, not in this contracting, which is what we have. It is a contracting type of a triangle. It is not required. In fact, there's nowhere that it's required except in a running fourth wave. Then you might find it where one will go above the other, but not in the triangle pattern that it looks to me it's just completed. What's giving us that additional confirmation that it's completed, you can see it's thrusting out of the triangle. And now it broke that bottom boundary. That bottom boundary is where we connect via wave B and D. And I just extended the line so we could see where, once it started to break below, that would give us a signal that that is complete. Remember what I said. If a triangle pattern completes, what is usually going to be your biggest ticket to go that, yep, it's done, is when the market begins to thrust out of the triangle. In this case, it thrusted down and out of the triangle because the triangle finished to the upside. So we're looking for that thrust to the downside. It looks like it is well underway. Now, we have a couple of stocks that are continuing to just stand there and be bought for whatever the reason. The biggest one being Broadcom. Broadcom is pushing quickly back up after slightly going negative. They're back in buying it. Now, other stocks are going to not necessarily follow suit, although we have Micron still up strong. We have Oracle up strong. We have NVIDIA growing back into, and this is just going to provide some stronger upside. Now, can this get all the way back? Yeah, it could. But if I had to bring it down and look at on a 15-minute chart, I am not looking for this to come back up and to somehow just kind of prove this like the E wave. Yeah, I mean, yeah, didn't go below the D. So, I mean, very, very, very unique situation where I would find it to be very unusual if this was A and this was the B of this E wave. It's too big. It's out of the lines. It's out of the boundaries. So I am going to leave that there. And this, if anything, is going to be 1, 2. So that is how I would begin to look at this. Again, I'm not really seeing any um, any news that could really enhance or just that for the market to get an additional shove lower. Of course, I'm looking and to see because supposedly I guess that Trump is meeting with Zelensky and is going to talk to Putin before meeting with Zelensky. So who knows? Who knows what that's going on or anything with the tariffs. But as long as they're going to go jumping into Broadcom here, and for all I know now, folks, that they're buying puts. And buying the puts, the hedge is to buy the underlying. So again, not knowing what's going on in the options world, I can only go by what we see in terms of coming back above those gamma levels. And I give those through the members. So that's for members only, and it comes in the morning update. If you are a member, check your numbers. I gave them. They're in the description area. They're to where I print them all. And just to make sure that we're following along, because right now it seems to be a very strong buy off of that low. Now, that doesn't mean that they will not resume the downside. I fully expect the downside to continue now. So, leaving that there, S&P. Let's go over and take a look at the Nasdaq, which basically did the same thing. Now, the Nasdaq, on the other hand, did get up and did get above that C wave, not by a lot, but by enough to kind of put that top in. And so I'm going to just move this over so we see it and bring this down so we see it. And so that's why I'm going to continue. It's like A, B, C, D, E, and you see that E wave came just above that boundary. So the triangle boundary. And now we've gone flying through it. Now we've come back to it and gone back above it. So here as well, I would be looking at this as more of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to that low. And this is the start of a wave 2. And again, you know, I just think there's so many things going on that it's just presenting a very difficult picture. But I'm going to be looking like this triangle pattern is complete and we start to head lower. Again, keep an eye on NVIDIA. They're jumping right back in and buying that thing. Keep an eye on the Qs. I gave, again, those levels in the Qs, the gamma levels. They're important because they're really going to be in control of the NQ as well. So keep an eye on those. Again, if you remember, they're in the description on this morning's update. So you'll find them right there if you need to go and reference them again. In the meantime, I am looking, and I've now put back in, if I go back out to that hourly chart, I have put in our levels coming down in the C wave. I am believing that this B wave is complete. So therefore, I am looking for that downside to continue. All right, that's it. The next update will be the daily.